What is going on YouTube? My name is Marcus and welcome back to another Hose Academy YouTube video. Before we begin, make sure you hit that like button, hit that bell icon, and be sure to subscribe. Okay, you might have to press subscribe multiple times because it doesn't work. Did you know that 90% of our viewers aren't subscribed? Yeah, so make sure you go hit that subscribe button, comment down below on what you want to see next. Let's get right into the video. So today we'll be looking at today we'll be looking at the optimized studies list for IB psychology, specifically for the mock exam, and this takes the cognitive ERQ approach. So we'll be looking at bio studies from an SAQ approach and then cognitive studies from an ERQ approach. Although with the ERQ approach, it also works for the SAQ by reducing the amount of studies I'll explain later. And so how did we get to this stage? I took 5 hours, right? 5 hours. 5 hours of my life just to make this into 13 studies right here. Look at this bad boy. Oh, and the link to this document will be down in the description box below. But as you can see, it's pretty well optimized. And so first we needed to identify each of the topics in each unit. And so I did that with this IB thematic website, but I also used the subject guide as well. And I also used this little neat thingy, which I'll explain later, but McCondon also gave a paper version of this. And so yeah, so all the topics are here, but also we needed to meet the criteria of research methods and ethics, because if you look over here, see potential exam questions generic, research methods and ethics. So each unit is split into different topics. So for example, bio is split into brain and behavior, hormones and pheromones, genes and behavior. And each topic needs to have one research method and one ethics question. And so I did that. I did all of that. And yeah, let's get right into it. So with these five SAQ or whatever, it can be explained with Dragansky 2004, nice and simple. And then for the neurotransmitters right here, right? Rogers and Kessner 2003 or Antonova 2011. And here I'm giving you the option to choose either one, because either one works with these four. Because all neurotransmitters are agonists, right? And these two studies study the effect of an antagonist on the neurotransmitter. So in this case, it's acetylcholine. And you might notice here in synapses, there's inhibitory synapses and excitatory synapses. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, and it was also in the thematic website somewhere. Yeah, right here. Right, yeah. Exam questions related to excitatory and inhibitory synapses will allow students an option to write about one or the other. I don't know about that. But I'm just going to prepare this just in case, because it's also down here right below. And so here, pretty simple. Magon Cahill, I don't know how to read that. Wedekind, I'm butchering that. Kendler et al. Yeah, nice and easy. And you'll notice some of these are bolded and underlined. These are the ones you can answer for ethics. And so, Rayleigh, I don't know how to read that. Et al. Because I forgot. It uses animal research or something, but that's why it works. This one, okay, I also forgot participants were injected with beta blockers, right? And so the use of placebo deception, IB loves that. Placebo deception, those all work really well with ethics. Yeah, and then moving on to the cognitive studies. There we go. So this is the ERQ approach. And so you'll notice that, again, Magon Cahill is used up here. Very nice, very nice. And so we have multi-store model of memory, working memory, and you'll notice that working memory only has one study. That's because when an ERQ is asked on memory models, it will ask you to either talk about two memory models or discuss one memory model in detail. And so here I'm choosing to discuss the multi-store model in detail. They won't ask you specifically, hey, talk about multi-store model in an ERQ question. No, that's only restricted to SAQ. So specific models will only be asked in SAQs. So that's what I've done here. And you'll notice schema theory, biases, and reconstructive memory. They both use Loftus and Palmer and Bartlett. And why is that? Because Loftus and Palmer, it talks about well, mainly it's reconstructive memory, right? But the theory behind reconstructive memory is that schemas are used to fill in information that we may not know. And so this is also essentially what the Bartlett study claims. I'm sorry if that was a horrible explanation. I don't really care. Thinking and decision making. Again, you have the dual systems model of thinking, or whatever it's called, System 1, System 2, which is in these two studies, and it also lists a bias in each of these studies, which is why it works here. I forgot which bias. I think it was like matching bias or something. Rational and or intuitive thinking. Yeah, that's just basically the same thing. Don't worry about that. And then for the emotion and cognitive processes, just use any study for in place of Brown and Kulik. I just chose this randomly, but you know what? Choose something that varies a bit more, is more different than McGaw and Cahill. And for the ethics part of the cognitive studies, so you'll notice we have Loftus and Palmer, and you're going to be like, wait, isn't it perfectly ethical? But then again, remember, deception, right? The researchers originally told the participants that they were going to be tested for their skills as an eyewitness, and that is an example of deception. There's a writing sample in here that talks about that. I don't remember where it was. It was probably somewhere top. It should receive top marks. And look, Loftus and Palmer, deception. Bam, easy, right? And then here you have McGaw and Cahill again for the same reasons as above. Deception, placebo, really good with ethics. And so how I found all of these studies was through this, right? This neat in-thinking bad boy. Follow the instructions, download Tor, and you're gonna be like, wait, Marcus, isn't that the dark web? Isn't that full of hush, hush. And then just bookmark that link in Tor and you're good to go. And here, other resources I used. Anyways, yeah, good luck, have fun.